Welcome to the Release Show. I'm your host, Brittany Conyers. On today's show, we have Atumita Modi. Atumita is a four-year law student studying in Mumbai, India. She struggled with mental disorders which were not diagnosed until she got abused by her first cousin for 2 consecutive days. After the experience, she went to a psychiatrist and got diagnosed with bipolar disorder 1, post-traumatic stress disorder, and borderline personality disorder. Eventually, she realized the stigma associated with having mental health issues, causing her to start a page on Instagram alongside a website called Anxiety Birds. One of her dreams is to have a march on mental health, just like the Pride March that happens all over the world. Let's welcome Atumita Modi.
Thank you so much.
Hi. Let's see. Let's go ahead and start. It seems that education is a big part of India because the rate at which women are enrolling themselves for higher education has increased dramatically. So tell me, what compelled you to become a law student in India?
I just like the subject, and as my father is also a lawyer, I wanted to be like him, and so I choose to be a lawyer. I wanted to help people, especially women who are sexually abused or raped or struggling from any kind of problem like this. I want them to help. I want me to help them. So this is why I choose the profession.
That's great. What inspiration. In America, men dominate the legal profession for occupying 67% of the pie chart, while women take in the remaining 34. What are the statistics like in India?
It's almost the same. I don't know it to the point, but I just know that here too it's male dominated, and women are very much suppressed so that they don't get on the top. But I want to see equal proportion of it in near future.
Yes, me too. Let's talk about your association with mental disorders. What is it like to have bipolar disorder 1, post traumatic stress disorder, and borderline personality disorder?
So the post-traumatic stress disorder specifically, it happens because of some trauma. So you see a lot of things happening around you, and you associate it with the trauma. Like for me, when I used to sleep, I just used to see people abusing me, sexually abusing me, harming me. Um, I used to get very frightened about it, and I used to wake up. I used to get sleep paralysis, and the self harm was the uh, main thing which affected me. Like I just wanted to harm myself, and it made me feel good. Harming myself, uh, it relieved me. So that was the main aspect of my all disorders, the self harm. And borderline personality specifically, it doesn't allow you to keep your relationship intact. It always there is a disbalance, like you are afraid, you are insecure that the person will leave you, that your parents will abandon you, or you want to self harm yourself, you are very suicidal. And for borderline sorry uh, and bipolar disorder, it happens to be like there is a depressive phase for like 1 month, 2 months. It's a lot of depression, and you just don't want to get up from the bed. You just don't want to brush your teeth or take a bath or study or work. You just want to lie on the bed, and it's all numb, it's all blank, like you cannot think of anything. And then suddenly a manic phase comes in, and in that phase you can work all day long, you can work at the night, you can you won't sleep at the night and still go to the work next morning. And it's like you get all the power and the energy in the world and you can do everything. So it's really hard to do that because internally you are exhausted, but externally you are doing work, you are working. You the For some people the symptom also varies with their sexual experiences, like their preferences change or they want to be sexually more active. But for me, the situation was something else. Like I always wanted to own my career and I wanted something good. So I used to take a lot of thing in my plate during that manic phase. Like I want to intern, I want to study, I want to take this course, I want to take that course. And then suddenly the depressive phase comes in. So the things you have taken up in the manic phase, you cannot complete it in depression. Like you are very exhausted then. So it's it's a roller coaster feeling altogether.
Hmm. You said your disorder first began to manifest after your traumatic episode with your first cousin. Can you please tell me about that incident and how it made you the woman you are today?
Okay, so it happened in 2018. He came to my for the summer vacations, and uh, he tried to sexually molest me when we were sleeping. I mean, everybody at their place was sleeping at the night, and he sexually abused me for 2 consecutive days. And I was so numb that I couldn't tell it to my parents. I couldn't push him back. I just was like, what is happening to me? I could not realize that what was it. I was just processing it, and it was very hard. It was very harsh on me, and it I just really bursted up because I had many problems in the past too. Like I had social anxiety and all, but I um, never saw it as a problem. Like I never knew what mental health was. But after the incident, I was really very suicidal, and I just went to a doctor, and we started the medication. And then I got to know ki these symptoms which I was facing were was I was facing all those symptoms from a really long time. So I just got to know that how mental health is really important. Like people should always keep a check on themselves, or take uh, take a regular checkup of their mental health, like they take of their physical health. We go to a doctor and we say we want a regular checkup of my body, but we forget about our brain. So we really have to check our brain too, because if you just break down if one thing goes wrong in your life, you have to be strong enough to face all the consequences in the life. So that's why it is very important to take care of your mental health. So this only encouraged me to bring a page and um, make people aware that mental health is really important.
That's good. I'm so sorry that that happened to you. Many people get treated negatively by others because they're different. Students who wear glasses get called four eyes, and bigger kids get bullied because of their weight. Have you ever been treated harshly or negatively because of your disorder?
It's I used to get few negative comments in my college and in my surroundings, but I'm now prone to that I don't even listen to them. First, they used to be I used to get very um, I, I used to cry that oh, this person said this to me, oh, that person said that to me. But now I'm prone to it. Like it's okay, let them say what they want to say. I will do what I want to do.
Your experience with your cousin combined with your disorders are what gave birth to your Instagram page and website. Can you tell us more about Anxiety Birds?
Oh, yes. So it's a page where I spread awareness about mental health, and I also spread awareness about the evils and the stigma in the society, um, mainly precisely the Indian society. And I just want all those evils to get away from India and around the world. And I want to see a very nice and peaceful and friendly world in future.
That's great. If we all could have a very compassionate, loving world, everybody would be so happy instead of angry and upset. What should people expect to learn or gain upon visiting your Anxiety Birds page on Instagram?
Sorry.
What should people expect to learn or gain upon visiting your Anxiety Birds Instagram page? So what should
They
they learn from seeing your page?
Okay. They would always find a peace there. They would find someone friendly, someone who knows them, like someone who won't judge them at all. Like they can always message me, text me, and I will be there. And I won't judge them in any of their problems or any of the mistakes they have done in life, because we humans are made to do mistakes, but we can uh, correct them. So yeah, they can always find a judgment free environment at anxiety.
That's great. Every journey has a destination, irrespectively of how it began. What's your long-term goal regarding Anxiety Birds?
I want to start an NGO for people with mental disorders, and not all for all of us. I want an NGO so that I can provide them uh, with a psychiatrist, with a medical help at low cost, because psychiatry is really very expensive in India as far as I
Mm,
know. So I just want them to get a very uh, minimum cost at psychiatry, and so that it can reach the root of country, like the lower people, the higher people, everyone can use it, everyone can get benefit out of it.
that's
So I
great.
want, yeah.
What an inspiration. Wow. You talk about creating your own NGO to help people to perform regular mental health checkups at a cheap rate. How soon do you think this impressive organization will be ready?
i I think in 5 years or in 5 to 7 years I would be with it.
Great. Finally, what wrong mindset do people think I'm sorry. Finally, what wrong mindset do you think people have about people with mental disorders, and what's the best way to see these individuals?
Okay, so people have the worst thing people feel about mental disorders is the tag mad. They feel these people are psychotic, they are mad, they are serial killers, because this is how the movies and serials they portray mental health as. They say a psychopath on the road killing people. The newspaper says it,
Mm,
and people think mental health is related to something very aggressive, something very like someone would kill someone. If someone is mentally ill, he is prone or he is capable to kill another person. But it
mm,
is not like that. Like mental health is people, the person is fighting with himself or herself um to get on a better place. So people should see a individual like someone would have. If someone has a heart disorder, like he has gone through a bypass surgery, how does a person sees that person? Someone having cancer, how does we see that person? I just want people to see a mental illness same like that. It's nothing different. It's not it's not scary. It's not like he or she is very lazy. It's a proper disorder, and some hormones are disbalanced, and that's why that person is going through this. So I want people to see a mental disorders same as other physical disorders.
That's great because people should. We should normalize mental illnesses, and when we see people who have them, we shouldn't judge or look negatively upon them. We should try to help and look at it in a positive light to help guide them to a happier future, which I think is very important. And I think with all that's going on in the world with COVID and everything around the world, mental illness is on an all-time high now. And so I think it's very important that we take a look at those that are around us and see if they need help because of what they've gone through by losing their jobs and things like that, and not being able to provide food for their family or pay their rent or pay the bills, or their cars are being repossessed, or all different kinds of things that the world has went through in this year of 2020. So I know that mental illness is very big now, and that we need to not ignore it, and we need to make sure that we're getting the proper treatment and health checkups for ourselves and those around us. So thank you so much for all of that information. Please let everyone know how they can connect with you.
Okay, so people can connect with from my Instagram handle, Anxiety Birds, or from my website, anxietybirds.com, and we can create a peaceful world together.
Yay! It was so great having you on the show. Thank you for sharing your heartfelt story, and I look forward to seeing more of your work in the future. Thank you for tuning into The Release Show. See you next time.